Hey guys, it's Cynical, and for this video I'll be helping you guys figure out whether or not you should be doing hardcore in Path of Exile. Keep in mind I do have experience in hardcore in the game and also experience in standard, so I know how both are like and how both require very different play styles. Stick around till the end of the video and I'll give you guys a great tip for starting out new characters in hardcore. I'm not making this video to scare people away from making hardcore characters and playing hardcore. This video is to help people decide whether or not they should be doing hardcore, and also to help people know what to expect if they do decide to do hardcore and all the feelings and aspects of it. It's really different compared to playing core, playstyle wise and build wise, and the whole strategy behind it all. The first time I made a hardcore character, I had no strategy, no plan or anything like that, and if you do that, you're going to die sooner or later. And when I died, I pretty much spent my passive skill points on random shit. I didn't know what I was doing. I picked up any piece of gear I thought was nice and put it on. The skill gems I also just messed around with. I didn't really know which skill gems I should have been using because, like I said, no strategy. So that's really how I died. I wasn't geared properly. My skill points weren't put in the right spots. My survivability was very low, so to speak. So with that being said, if you make a hardcore character, pick a class and then search builds on that class on Google. There's tons and tons of builds that you could find on the forums for Path of Exile. There's a bunch of great ones and a bunch of beginner friendly builds, cheap builds too, so you don't really got much to worry about. And also, if you want to follow these builds for a regular core character, you can as well. You just don't have to be so strict with what you do with it, because if you do die, you're not going to lose your character or anything on that character. Once you do have a set character class and strategy, you do want to make sure you level up that character properly, and also right off the bat level up the gems that you need right away, and then also upgrade the necessary equipment you have, so when you're going into Act 1 and 2 you will not have any issues and it will be a breeze. And if you play hardcore already, then you're probably already pretty sick of Act 1 and 2, because the amount of times I've been through both acts, I lost count. It's been so many times and it's really frustrating, and this is why I stress this part out really badly. You need to really know what you're doing and also have a set strategy. Like, that's the number one. Aside from having a set strategy and a set character class and build, it's really important that you grind for either 1 XP or 2 for gear. You do not want your gear to be outdated, or you will most likely die or experience a lot of issues, whether DPS wise or defensive wise. And with that being said, go back to the zone you were previously in and then clear out the area several times. There's a few good grinding areas for every act, and if you really need to know which areas you can grind, I suggest you Google it or just ask me down in the comment section below. So with that being said, you do not want your gear to be below or any lower than 5 levels under you. If it is, that's really when you're going to start experiencing issues, and when you transition into better gear, you'll notice that right away, especially if you have several pieces of gear that are under leveled. So again, make sure you're grinding. I know grinding is really boring and annoying to do, but when you do hardcore, it's really necessary. you really need to do your research like I mentioned earlier in terms of, finding the right build, finding the right class for you. But besides that, where you really need to do research as well is bosses. Each act has a boss, a main boss, and if you don't know what you're going into, you're most likely going to die. I know in my first encounter with the Act 1 boss, it was on a core character, I died around 10 times until I eventually killed Marviel, I think is her name. And yeah, it was really frustrating, and I had no clue what I was getting into, nor did I have any idea she had a phase 2 in that boss fight. So when you're going further into the game, boss fights are going to be harder, and eventually some bosses are going to have some elemental damages, some weaknesses, and you want to prepare yourself and your character for that. So do your research. Like I promised earlier, I will give you guys a great tip for starting new characters. This will be more beneficial to those who already have characters and could grind areas, but what you should do is always pick up scrolls and portal scrolls. So when you have a new character, you already have scrolls to use to purchase equipment that you need to start going into Act 1 and Act 2. And also you could buy skill gems this way. I have around 150 scrolls, and I know that's way more than what I really need, but when I need to make a new character, I know I have that to rely on. And also orbs, definitely stack up on orbs and pick up all the currency items that drop, even if you already have enough of them. Put them all in your stash and save them for a new character. And if you are new to the game, again, just pick up all the currency items, all the scrolls, all the orbs, all the shards. For the more experienced players, or the players that already have characters, keep picking up all those items and stuff like that. Put them all in your stash, and you'll be good to go every time you make a new character. Don't forget, when you are higher level, you can invest your currency items into items you could use for a new character. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, especially if this video has helped you. And if you have any tips or any suggestions for people starting hardcore or people starting a new character, comment them down below. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel. Peace.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.